are about to spend over £100 million on their midfield. And did you know the craziest part? They've got 3 targets. A Brazilian destroyer from Serie A, a French superstar stuck in the middle of a Real Madrid civil war, and a 22-year-old Englishman that Pep Guardiola called unbelievable. This is not a rumour video. This is happening. United are back in the Champions League next season. Casemiro is gone. How about Ugarte? Gone. They are desperate for midfielders. And Michael Carrick knows this window could define the next 5 years at Old Trafford. Now, here's what makes this story insane. These 3 players couldn't be more different. One is raw power, one is pure class, and one is potential that hasn't even been fully unlocked yet. And United might not even be able to sign all 3. There are rival clubs, there are price tag problems, there are agents, presidents, and training ground scandals standing in the way. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly who United can realistically sign and who might slip through their fingers. This is Red Break. Let's break it all. Let's start with the one Fabrizio Romano personally confirmed. Who is Ederson? His name is Ederson, not the goalkeeper, the other Ederson, the one tearing through Serie A like he's got a point to prove to the entire world. 26 years old, Brazilian, and one of the most complete box-to-box midfielders in Europe right now. The Athletic described him as a player managers adore, someone who patrols the pitch between both boxes with an engine that never stops. He's not the flashy player. He's not going viral every week. But coaches love this guy because he does all the work that makes everyone else better. Now, here's what you need to know about this deal. United have been watching Ederson for over a year. Last summer, Atalanta said no. They didn't want to sell. Price was too high. Interest wasn't strong enough. Deal never happened. But this summer, the whole situation has flipped. Ederson's contract runs out in 2027, and he's not signing an extension, which means Atalanta have a choice. Sell him now for €45 million, or watch him walk for free in 12 months. And United, they pounced. Fabrizio Romano, the most trusted name in transfers, confirmed on his YouTube channel that contacts between United and Atalanta have already taken place. New contacts in the last few days. And Romano's exact words were, Ederson would be open to joining Manchester United. He wants to come. But this is where it gets interesting. Atletico Madrid got there first. Back in March, Atletico actually agreed personal terms with Ederson. The player said yes, the deal was done on his end, and then it collapsed. Why? Because Atalanta wanted €45 million, and Atletico Madrid blinked. They couldn't or wouldn't pay it. The deal fell apart, and that's when United walked in. Not only that, Italian sources at Calciomercato reported that United are pushing hard right now. And the reason United feel confident? They already have a relationship with Atalanta. Amad Diallo, Rasmus Højlund, both came from Bergamo to Manchester. The 2 clubs know each other, trust each other, and United reportedly have the resources to meet the €45 million asking price. Serie A journalist Gianluca Di Marzio even said there's confidence in Ederson will be wearing a red shirt next season. But there's one more twist. Tutto Juve reported that United and Arsenal are in an auction for Ederson, and that right now, United are in the leading position. So this is a race, a real one. United are ahead, but one big Arsenal offer could change everything. Now, some pundits will say Ederson isn't creative enough, that he wins the ball but doesn't do enough with it. And to be fair, they have a point. He's more Casemiro replacement than creative engine. But here's the thing. United don't have a Casemiro replacement. They need that bite, that physicality, that midfielder who wins it and protects the back four. Ederson is exactly that. And at £39 million, with a year left on his deal, that's actually good value in today's market. But Ederson might not even be the most exciting name on United's list this summer, because there's another target. And this one involves a training ground fight that sent a player to the hospital and now has half of Europe circling like sharks.
Let me paint you a picture.
Ineos, the people running Manchester United, called him their dream target. Rio Ferdinand, United legend, has personally met the player, and he called it an unbelievable signing. United's history with this target, here's the part that makes United fans absolutely crazy. United were interested in Tchouaméni back in 2022, before Real Madrid swooped, before the €80 million fee. Back when he was just a brilliant young midfielder at Monaco, making the whole of Europe take notice. United wanted him, Real Madrid took him. And now, 4 years later, United are back at the table. And this time, the circumstances are very different. But here's where it gets complicated. Romano said very clearly on his channel, Real Madrid consider Tchouaméni an important player for the present and the future. They are not forcing him out. He's under contract until 2028. And Los Blancos, they don't need to sell. So United are in a waiting game. They're watching, they're ready, but they need Real Madrid to decide to move him on. Now here's what makes this interesting going forward. Real Madrid are rebuilding. Florentino Perez is planning a major midfield overhaul this summer. And after 2 consecutive seasons without a major trophy, there are going to be hard decisions made. If Tchouaméni becomes available, even partially, United have made it clear they will be at the front of the queue. The relationship between his agents and United is very good. The personal fit, not even a question. He wants the Premier League. The only barrier is whether Florentino picks up the phone and says, OK, he's available, make us an offer. And it gets even more complicated because PSG, Paris Saint-Germain have entered the conversation. Fichajes reported that PSG's interest has complicated United's pursuit. Now you've got a 3-way battle shaping up. United, Madrid and Paris. A player this good, of course there's a bidding war. If this deal happens, it's probably somewhere between 70 and 90 million pounds. That's a statement signing. That's United telling the rest of the Premier League, we are serious again. But let's be real. Right now, this deal is 50-50 at best. It all depends on Real Madrid's summer, their manager, their squad decisions. United can't force this one. They can only wait and be ready. And if it does happen, Old Trafford will explode. But what if I told you there's a third player on this list who could end up being the best signing of all 3? A 22-year-old, already in the England squad. Pep Guardiola can't stop talking about him. Bournemouth are trying to lock him down. And United are leading the race. Who is Alex Scott? His name is Alex Scott, not the TV presenter, the 22-year-old midfield revelation, tearing up the Premier League for Bournemouth. He's the kind of player that makes managers go, where did that come from? Started at Bristol City, joined Bournemouth for £25 million in 2023. Barely featured in his first season, had a serious knee injury the season after. And then 2025 to 26 happened. This season, every week. Starting lineup, running the show. 3 goals, an assist, 2,590 minutes played. A FOTMOB average of 7.15, one of the highest for any midfielder in the entire league this season. And a first England call-up at 22 years old. Now, I want to stop here because this one fact alone tells you everything. Pep Guardiola, the greatest manager on the planet right now, was asked about Alex Scott, and he called him unbelievable. Not good, not promising, unbelievable. Henry Winter, one of the most respected football journalists in England, confirmed that Guardiola has been an admirer of Scott for years. When Pep Guardiola calls a 22-year-old midfielder unbelievable, you listen. Now, here's where the United connection becomes fascinating. Ineos scouts have been watching Alex Scott since his Bristol City days, long before he was in the Premier League, long before the England call-up. Transfer expert Graham Bailey reported they've tracked him on numerous occasions. And according to club insiders, United see Scott as someone who can dominate their midfield for the next decade. Not just fill a gap, dominate. And here's the detail that nobody's talking about enough. Alex Scott's stepsister, Maya Letitia, captain of Manchester United Women. She's already at the club, already part of the United family. And reportedly, the family would absolutely love to have both of them in Manchester. But here's the problem. Bournemouth are not just letting this happen. The BBC reported this week that Bournemouth are already working on a new contract for Scott. They know the vultures are circling. They know Arsenal are watching, Chelsea are watching, Liverpool are watching, Newcastle are watching. Every big club in England has Scott on their radar right now. And Bournemouth's asking price? Reports range from £50 million to £65 million for a 22-year-old with one full season of consistent football. That's a lot of money. But here's the thing. In today's market, that might actually be reasonable for a player with this ceiling. This is where the football world is split. One camp says Ederson makes more sense, more proven, cheaper, better value. The other camp says Scott is the smarter long-term play. Younger, English, Premier League proven, better fit for the system. And some people are saying, why choose? United might sign both. Yes, both. There are reports United could bring in up to 3 midfielders this summer. Casemiro is gone, Ugarte is gone. That's 2 spots. They have the budget, they have the ambition. Champions League football is back at Old Trafford. They cannot afford to get this wrong. So let's step back for a second. Manchester United, summer 2026, 3 midfield targets, 3 completely different profiles, 3 completely different stories. Ederson is the warrior, the engine, the guy who runs through walls and makes the whole team tick. €45 million, available now, wants to come. Tchouaméni is the dream, the elite, the signing that changes everything overnight. But Real Madrid hold the keys, and right now those keys aren't turning. Scott is the future, the bet, the kind of player you look back on in 5 years and say, we got that right. But Bournemouth will fight, and rivals will come. Here's what I think actually happens. Ederson gets done first. He's the most advanced, he's the most realistic. He's available and he's willing. Romano has confirmed the contacts. This one feels close. Scott gets done second. United are leading the race. The family connection is real. The scouts have been watching for years. If Bournemouth's new contract offer fails, United strike. And Tchouaméni? Tchouaméni might be the one that gets away, for now. Real Madrid aren't moving yet. PSG are complicating things. And until Florentino makes a decision, United can only watch and wait. But if that door opens, even a crack, United will be first through it. You know what's actually exciting about this summer? It's not just the transfers, it's what they represent. For the first time in years, Manchester United are being talked about as serious contenders again. Not potential, not rebuilding, contenders. Champions League football confirmed. A manager the fans actually believe in. And a transfer window where the club is going after real targets. Ederson, Tchouaméni, Scott. Even getting 2 of these 3 right could be the beginning of something actually special at Old Trafford. Or it could fall apart. That's football. That's why we're all still watching. But here's what I want to know from you. Which one is the best signing for United this summer? Ederson, Tchouaméni, Scott? Drop it in the comments right now. And if you think United are genuinely title contenders next season,